I'm live right now. I'm typing it up, and my sunglasses are just going. What?
Bro,
What happened?
you're gonna need to wear like the anti-sunglasses
Okay.
for all the shade.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna go to the beach and just lay under all that shade. That was. Oh, that made my pee-pee go doing.
Go bum bum.
Never been done. There, you gotta put the fucking mount on backwards.
Alright, so what do I need to do now?
I don't think you have to do anything. I already shared it on Twitter.
Oh.
Look about right. My horrifically messy hair.
Let's do this.
Alright. Oh, let me plug this in before it dies.
My phone has been without power for 5 to 10 seconds. Surely it is almost out of power.
Oh, I got like the 10% warning already, so.
What have you been doing all day?
I just forgot to charge it last night.
Alright, that's your
I was like, oh, I've got like 12%, I'll be fine. Dead in the morning. Alright. Alright.
Yep.
Alright.
Somebody just shared it.
It was 3. It was you.
It was 3. Okay. Wait a minute, this is a little low.
Yeah, it is a
Little low.
There we go.
See, we want them to see the tops of our heads.
So we don't look. But I feel like we're like.
Well, here's the thing. If we do that, if we elongate our bodies, then we don't look fat.
As fat, yes.
Okay. Alright. Shall we,
Yes.
I got mustache hairs. I hate that. I hate
You're not drinking my coffee.
She's fine. I hate when the mustache hairs flip
Oh my God,
into your
I
nose.
fucking hate
Into
that.
your nose. It's the worst.
No,
it's the worst.
the worst.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh no, the Nikki will just do it, and she'll just go. Boop. She'll do it on purpose, just to bother me.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
Then I ham fist her in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Oh, we're live. Hi.
Because you're a man. And
Yeah.
that's what men do.
Yes. I mean, we are in Florida. I mean, we're like, I think it's like legally required.
It's legally.
I think it's legally required to just be our life.
What would happen if you actually got drunk,
that
honestly? Like,
I don't think it would.
Would you?
I don't think it would be good.
End up having a stroke. All right.
Probably.
Let's
I know
start.
my drunk voice starts to sound a little bit like the nature boy flip.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's in his. For wrestling, he's in his 70s.
And for life, he's in his hundreds.
Well, I think he's only in his 60s though.
Is he?
You ready to record?
All right.
Yo, Mayor, what's up?
Oh, I forgot to plug in the computer.
Oh, you gotta plug in the computer, Jesse.
I gotta plug in the computer.
Because
Shit!
you waited until we started recording to screw up everything.
Wait until. There we go.
See, this has all been an effort to get you to stop
Oh.
sliding further and further away from the camera shot and actually get in the damn camera shot
All
for
right.
10 years. Okay, everybody.
All right.
Welcome to our most recent. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
There we
labels
go.
out.
There we go.
Like a country video. We
Yeah.
gotta have our labels out.
Wait, where is it? There we go. The most recent episode of Team Hammerfist presents. There's the logo. Wrestle
Synergy.
Crush. Wrestle Crush whenever. This week's episode not brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
But we would be if they wanted to.
I mean, you know, here's the truth though, Jesse Long. Before we get to our.
By the way, I think them dropping. I think you guys dropping donuts from your name is a great idea. Wonderful synergy. They're opening up. They opened up a franchise location in California. It's just called Dunkin'. Like Dunkin' with apostrophe and
so
dropping the donuts.
Lots of people who are really excited to go back to watch those old episodes of. Oh god damn it! Now I can't remember. Highlander. There we go. Anyway,
There can only be one Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. Well, the guy's character's name was Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have lots to talk about, and let's start with what was I going to say? Now you completely derailed my train of thought, Jesse.
We got a lot to talk about, actually.
We do have
I
a
remember
lot.
when I was sitting there at work, putting together the rundown. I was like, what is there to talk about? And then I went through it, and I was like, oh, there's a lot.
Well, I was going to say there's name changes, there's things we never thought possible,
Yes.
But I guess the biggest news of the most recent day
Is Elias Sampson dropping his last name?
is just Elias now?
Yeah.
What is... Okay.
Total
Show
derailment.
derailment. What is with the main roster? You're only allowed to have one name.
I know. I don't get it. There was, Lashley, Neville,
Batista.
Cesaro.
How come H gets to go by triple?
Sheamus. He was Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. And
I thought he was Sheamus
Continental.
McSheamus.
No, Sheamus O'Shaughnessy.
Oh, Sheamus would have been better.
Sheamus McSheamus. Just because he looks like Ronald McDonald doesn't
I'm just saying, Sheamus McSheamus is perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm certain it was Sheamus McSheamus. But yeah, Cesaro.
Cesaro. But, Elias is such a... And, of course, half the women aren't allowed to have last names.
But Alexa Bliss, Sasha
Yeah,
Banks,
the newer crop.
Bayley.
Bayley, yes. Bayley McHuggington.
A Bayley to hug and kiss?
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
So what is the fascination with dropping the first or last name?
I don't know. I like Elias, the Drifter Elias Sampson sounds so much better than the Drifter Elias. If you're going to change his name, just call him a Drifter.
I was going to say, he sounds like a shit apostle.
Yeah.
Hello, we did go to the Drifter Elias, and he did say to the congregation, hey, what's happening?
And he doth say, who wants to walk with the Drifter?
So,
I don't know, this is stupid.
Back to my original point of the big news. The big news is we had a couple of people leave the WWW.
Yes.
And it was sad.
It's
First,
all sad.
you may not remember him ever, or know that he was signed by the WWW.
Unless you really love that deep dive C-list.
C?
Yeah, this is your D.
D?
Well, he showed up in NXT.
So, beyond D.
Nah.
He was 118 pounds of raw fury and power.
Smiling and smiling and smiling.
And that was our friend. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, is there cat disease?
Yes.
Our friend Ho-Ho.
Ho-Ho Loon.
Ho-Ho Loon is bye-bye now.
Hashtag say it ain't Soho.
What's funny is he had to go back to Hong Kong for his personal reasons. Specifically, he had to go help his mother. I really wanted him in very broken English to say, I have to go, the orphans need me.
That's just the only reason.
Whenever you leave a major wrestling promotion, it must be because the orphans need you. So that was sad.
The orphans of Orlando need Simon Grimm.
God knows we do.
Yes. Yes, we do. Please. Please.
We're never going to see him again. You realize this, right?
I know.
He took one tour in Europe, became like the goddamn star of the whole fucking planet.
I know.
We will never see him again. We're going to see him less than when he was on the WWE.
Yeah. No, I know.
You don't understand how annoying that is.
No, I'm sure. Yeah. But, I mean, real talk, you hung out with him more when he was in the WWE.
When he was the NXT champion, I saw him regularly.
Yeah.
A tag champion, pardon me.
Yeah.
When he was on SmackDown, I went to his house to watch his debut.
Yeah.
He is now not signed, has more free time, and yet somehow impossible to find because he's being signed to just about every goddamn indie promotion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, good for him.
You know, what's interesting...
You know, last thing we want for him is to suddenly have all this free time for us.
Right, well, that's a valid point. But what's funny is, it's amazing when you let a guy who can work like he does just sort of cut... Like C.J. Parker. C.J. Parker is now... He's now way up there with, like, almost to Kenny Omega level.
Yeah, no, Juice Robinson is wonderful.
What a shock.
I think he's just happy being allowed to say fuck as much as he wants.
No.
I noticed that is a recurring theme of English-speaking New Japan people, is whenever they do, like, their post-match promos, or, you know, like, not American, because, like, the Samoan, like, the Tongan guys do it, too. Like, Bad Luck Fale, he'll curse all the time, too. So I don't want to say the American ones, but, like, you know, A lot of the English-speaking ones, they're just like, every other word out of their mouth is fuck, and you can tell they're just like, I'm so happy I don't work for
That's because they're the Japanese rudos. You know, they're trying to be cute.
And I guess in Japan, saying fuck isn't such a big deal. Because
in Japan they have regular porn that you just watch on TV.
You know, like yeah, but it's the same. You know, the same thing where you know if on American TV a Spanish-speaking character went "ay coño" or something like that, you know, like a Spanish curse word isn't like
which is funny you would mention Spanish curse words because the most recently added member of the Spanish curse word family has been fired by the WWE. Eva Marie is gone.
Yes.
If we could just have a moment of silence, thank you.
Man,
this was without question the worst usage of a person in the WWE's history.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna get to Enzo in just a moment, so that's a close second. But
spoilers, spoilers. We're gonna talk about Enzo a lot. Like we got a rundown. We might just skip it all and just.
But we need to mention that Eva Marie is gone from the WWE, and I, for one, am genuinely sad.
No,
genuinely sad.
She'd actually turned herself into a wonderful sort of meta heel towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say, in terms of like feeling and emotion at a wrestling show, her almost like screwing Bayley out of the title, like Bayley, the whole notion that Bayley might get screwed out of the title because corporate likes this fake titted blonde, not blonde, but model. That was like the ultimate sort of meta story, and it was like I said, you were standing right next to me.
Yeah.
The emotion that we felt when it seemed like she might win.
The inevitability. We were like, no, come on, no, don't do this.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming, and then when Bayley finally won, it was like.
It was like watching the birth of a child or raising the flag on Memorial Day. You just sit there and you go, oh, we got through this. We did it, man. We did it.
I think we all just. I do remember. I think we like hugged it out and said, "We did it.
We did it.
We did it."
But we
won.
Here's the thing. We were all marks that day too. But it was a great like.
You could like they said you could feel the emotion. It was palpable.
I have never been in an arena of any size where the person on mic could not deliver their promo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because the crowd was that loud.
Oh my god. She had like beyond Vicky Guerrero level heat.
No, this wasn't even X-Pac heat. This was the kind of heat.
Just straight up
people just
thermonuclear heat.
Yeah, they just did not like her. And when they finally figured out that if we just promote her in a way where she never actually wrestles and we just keep building and building and building, which was what the gimmick was at the end.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
They've been trying that gimmick. They finally managed to debut somebody with that gimmick with Lana. They tried it 3 times.
Every time's terrible.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. That story is dead. That is a 1990s story at best.
They showed us a couple weeks ago that 1990s stories are just fine.
Yeah. Well, so let's give Eva Marie her just desserts. I think she's going to go on to be, Stacy Keibler.
Yeah,
and hook up with George Clooney.
I would say
and
that, like Jay in the group suggested that she keep at it and end up becoming like Maria, and I think I pretty much hit the nail on the head that she's gonna be just fine being just hot and fucking athletes all the time.
I could see her moving over to Lucha Underground in a very subdued fashion, not unlike what's her face, Katrina.
Katrina, yeah.
Biggest.
Oh my God, what's her name in Lucha Underground? I'm drawing a blank.
Katrina.
Oh yeah, Katrina. She was Maxine in NXT.
Yeah. So the biggest problem with Eva Marie will always be that they tried to make her a pro wrestler. That was a terrible idea.
No, she would have been an amazing valet. Mm-hmm. She would have been wonderful as a valet. She would have been whoever she was paired up with would have been the most overheel.
Well, which is exactly what I said was going to happen. I said they're going to give Nia Jax. They're going to give Eva Marie to Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Nia Jax instantly will become the biggest heel in NXT.
Yeah.
And then that's how it worked, but it never translated. Plus, there was injury issues. But of course, there's going to be injury issues. She wasn't a trained wrestler. I don't care how many times she got whipped around by what's it called, sliced bread number 2 man.
Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick. Thank you. I don't care how many times Brian Kendrick. pardon me, tried to make her into a wrestler, it wasn't going to happen.
No.
So I think she got dealt a bad hand for someone who had lots of potential to not be a wrestler.
I'm sure there's plenty of younger trainees at the Performance Center who will tell you that you couldn't just go hang out with Brian Kendrick for 2 hours every couple weeks and suddenly become, a world-class wrestler. That you kind of have to / should be if you're on the level of NXT television. There's a whole house show crew that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, so
probably won't.
That leads us to our next person who shouldn't be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Interesting stories abound this week as one Enzo McMasters Amore. I don't know why I gave him the McMasters logo. HR McMasters.
There you go.
Anyway, Enzo McMore.
HR was.
Enzo, buddy. Does he have a last name still?
No, he's still Enzo Amore.
He's still Enzo, so he gets.
Yeah.
Colin
Cassidy is just officially Big Cass at this point.
That's
because everybody has to be big.
Well, big ass.
That's on purpose at this point. Happened twice.
As first predicted, reported, and mentioned here on the Wrestle Crush Whenever team of Team Hamma Fist, we let you know very early on that Enzo Amore's in-ring ability was shit.
Yes.
We've mentioned this more than once. We've gone off about it. We've gone off at the mouth about it.
I made a shirt about it.
There is a shirt. You can buy it. It says "Stop Enzo, Stop."
Yeah.
We have people from behind the scenes who can verify that he is shit. And now we have people who are tweeting about it.
Yep.
Most recently,
and talking about it on Bring It to the Table. They devoted a whole segment on Bring It to the Table.
Go ahead, explain.
I haven't seen it, but Graves and JBL made a point to talk about, and Rosenberg made a point to talk about, Enzo's heat. And
what is that heat, by the way?
I think it was he, in addition to the fact that he can't wrestle, he's kind of a loudmouth, as you can just sort of tell. I think he pissed off Roman on some sort of European tour, and Roman kicked him off a tour bus. And so now he's kind of being given the Miz treatment, where the Miz famously was not allowed to dress in the locker room. So now he's been kicked out of the locker room. Obviously the Miz turned it around, and now he's fucking amazing.
Sure. So anything's possible. But if I may go to the Twitter here.
Yes, please. Speaking of...
Friend of the show.
This is the most we're ever going to have him on the show.
Until we can figure out Skype. Friend of the show and all-around awesome
I'm already using
dude.
my computer, my phone.
Just shut up. All-around awesome dude, Simon Grimm. You would know him as Simon Gotch, or you may know him as Simon Grimm now, since, as we mentioned at the top of the show, holy shit. Someone tweeted at Simon. I don't know who It's Bscock is, R squared. I don't know who that is, but he's got a check mark too, so big ups.
Wow. We didn't get a check mark.
We don't deserve a check mark.
I tried to get one.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have. I just hate that you got a raw deal, this speaking to Simon, with the VOD's push and your supposed bad attitude in the back. Now, I've had many a conversation with
So
Seth.
you're R squared.
Yeah, I wish. I've had many a conversation with Seth. I've had many a conversation with people who aren't Seth. Everyone agrees that Seth wasn't happy in the WWE. And I think that if he was given the opportunity to be more than a 10-second filler guy, he probably would have been a lot happier.
Yeah.
That said, I don't actually know what happened behind the scenes, because guess who wasn't there? Me. So I'm only going off second and third hand. Now, that was...
And you don't necessarily... And you're one of those kinds of people, you don't necessarily want to know.
No, it's true.
You don't go when you went over, when you hang out with him, you don't so give me all the dirt. I need the dirt for the heat.
When I hang out with Seth
or any other
or any other, yes, or my friends in WWE, the back channels, I could give shits about what's actually happening on product. I don't. I'm the only guy with exclusive backstage matches.
You've been given exclusive backstage information, and you purposely.
It doesn't do anything.
What are you gonna do? Tweet it at fucking Aaron Rift at NoDQ.com and say, "Oh, this is what's gonna happen on this live."
I know who's at the LXC Performance Center right now. Yeah. You're never gonna believe it.
No, like the last week, some other people were like, Donovan Dijak is getting a taco, and
I was like, who's that guy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll find out who he is eventually. I mean, I know of Donovan Dijak. But
So,
anyway.
let me give you the response. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Let me give you the response tweet from Simon Grimm to R Squared. And Simon says, and I'm quoting here, which is ironic since for all of the reports of my supposed attitude, you never heard I was kicked off of a bus or out of a locker room. Maybe Simon Gotch, the character, was upset that his character wasn't really allowed on TV that much, so he was kind of annoyed about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe the person behind Simon Gotch was just kind of depressed or upset that he wasn't getting pushed. That's just my projection. That's not an actual quote. I want people to know that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened behind the scenes, because as we just mentioned for 5 minutes, I could give a fuck. I do know, however, that at no point in time in his sordid tenure with the WWE and NXT was Simon Grimm, Simon Gotch, Seth Lesser ever forced to say, nah, bro, we're going to need you to sit just off camera. Okay, thanks. In fact, on the weekend that he was supposed to have been fired or whatnot, it was initially reported that he was sent home from WrestleMania, which is not true. He performed in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
How do you get sent home? How do you get sent home from WrestleMania when you live 20 minutes away?
Well, that's sort of, and that's sort of the point of it all, is that there's so much misinformation out there and people just making shit up as they go.
Like, he could have fucking made a, he forgot to hit, turn on his dryer and he had to leave, That's not getting sent home. That's driving 20 minutes away and then you come back.
Any number of things. It could have been any number of things. The fact of the matter is that at no point in time did you hear about Simon being taken to wrestler's court.
Yeah.
Maybe people will make the argument, oh, well, he wasn't big enough to be worried about it. Nah, that's bullshit, because they took everyone to wrestler's court. It didn't matter who
the Miz.
The Miz was nobody at the time.
Yeah.
All of these things. You didn't hear about that. You certainly didn't hear about people, throwing his luggage out of the locker room. And at no point was he forced off the tour bus.
Yeah.
For any reason.
Yeah.
So if you take that and you look at what's actually happening, maybe, crazy thought, Enzo Amore, who considers himself a ring general after roughly 5 years in the industry,
I do know for a fact that he was an indie guy before he got signed, but that's, I don't think he was an indie guy for very long.
Certainly wasn't as long as others who have come and gone from the WWE in the time that Enzo Amore has been allowed to continue.
Yeah.
So, as we always do when we end segments about Enzo Amore, we do want to highlight the fact that he's a hell of a talker.
Yeah.
And he's smart-ish. Yeah. And he can
Well, I think part of the other, supposedly, part of why he has heat is that he's also apparently a Trump supporter.
I found out that a lot of guys are.
I know that. That's
so. I don't think that's
Cass is too.
I don't think that's that as part of the issue.
Ziggler is very vocal about it.
Well, I think here's okay. Half of it I think is their own political views or whatever they want. Yeah. But also
I'm sure plenty of them have their own political views.
You have to remember that the final boss of the WWE. Yeah. The guy you beat in order to become the WWE video game champion is married to a woman who is on Donald Trump's cabinet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but I suspect that half of the reason why you hear about such good things is because Linda McMahon is on Donald Trump's cabinet, and she appears to be doing a hell of a job.
No, yeah.
So
we don't hear anything about her part of the government.
No, because either
at this point she's going to be the only one left.
Well, she's leader of the Small Business Administration, so it's not like it's crucial. It's not like she's she's got a finger on the button or anything.
Yeah.
But that said, that could have something to do with that. Let's move back into wrestling.
I mean, how many communications directors have we had in the time between us doing this show in the 2 weeks?
I don't think they've named a new one yet, have they?
Have they?
I don't think so.
From the last time we did our show.
Oh yeah.
Now we had fucking the entire Scaramucci thing was in the time in our gap between doing shows.
So, do we want to go down, up, or up, down? What do we want to do?
What's next?
We got which way do you want to go?
No, let's go down. Let's go down, and because the crazier shit's at the bottom. That's sort of like
so
end of the show shit.
What you want to talk about? You want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about that. The big thing that I'm actually
big. This is funny. Hang on.
Bigly.
In Hearthstone.
Okay.
There's a version of there's a deck that you can build.
Okay.
The Druid character.
Okay.
The Druid character has that's about to debut on the 10th of August. By the way, it's the 5th of August today. If you're just joining us,
Is it? Yeah. It is.
that's it's a 10 mana, so it costs all the mana.
Okay. You're right. That'd be great.
Anyway, so there's Big Easy Druid, and the idea behind Big Easy Druid is that you have all these gigantic, monstrous cards.
Right.
So it's when you have like 7 monsters at once. Now let's talk about the WWE main event scene for Raw.
Yeah. The main event, which I assume that's the main event. It's Brock's in it, so I assume it's the main. But I mean, that means the main event of SummerSlam for once in a while is actually going to be for a championship.
Oh my goodness!
You know,
it's not a
what a wonderful, crazy notion. I mean, obviously it's not going to be the WWE title, but God forbid
the Universal's title.
Yeah, the championship.
It's the championship of whoever gets to go to Universal that day.
Yeah, you get a Universal. I hope they get like a Universal.
You know what's
like,
funny is my 3-park premiere pass is red.
So what you do is you're gonna get it, put it on a belt,
yeah,
and then just walk through like Universal.
So in this main event for the Slam of Summer, allegedly, because
Summer Rae
Fest. Oh, Summer Rae Fest. We have Samoan Joe versus Samoan Joseph.
I was about to say
versus Bork Lesnar.
Bork Lesnar!
And the guy who probably doesn't belong in all. He is not good.
I love Braun Strowman.
That's fine.
I love Braun Strowman so much.
If you need,
it is 2017, and I love Braun Strowman.
If you needed someone,
Braun Strowman.
If you needed someone to go 25 minutes,
not Braun Strowman.
But now, I know Brock Lesnar only goes 7, but he gets a pass because it's a real fight.
Poor Sable.
I mean, maybe not poor. I mean, the guy's huge. You know? Eventually, the stuff gets tired. Wait a minute, who's Edge married to?
Beth Phoenix.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was up here. I just was like, there it is.
Yeah.
We have going, 5 to 7 minutes.
But it's a 4-man match, so he's probably going to end up.
So
I can tell you right now, this is exactly what's going to happen.
Okay.
The match is going to start. All 3 of those guys are going to put him through a fucking table, or throw him off a building, or run him over with land a space shuttle on him or something, and take him out of the match until the last 5 minutes, and then he's going to come in and do and have his big flurry and probably still win. But. Well, they're teasing that he's leaving. That's the whole. He's
not leaving.
No,
they're just gonna do a cross promotion.
Yeah. So the point is they announced on Paul Heyman announced on Raw that if
his ban from the UFC is lifted.
Yeah, that's been lifted
because
But I read
wait.
Yeah, I read he's missed the testing period to fight this year. He
conceivably if fight again would have been December anywhere, like October.
Oh
no. Wait a minute. August, September, October. Would have been November. Would have been the
there's a specific
grace period. You do have a 3-month window between fights at the earliest, I believe. Mm-hmm. So
it's hard to remember that when every 15 seconds there's a UFC show.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So
it's at one point eventually they're gonna have 2 UFC shows on at the same time. There's gonna be like an A show and a B show.
Why not?
Yeah.
So I'm
surprised I haven't done that already.
What's gonna happen is I think you are gonna see Bork lose the belt.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because it's a 4-man. They can do it. He doesn't even have to get pinned.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think that's but I think they're trying to throw us off. I think.
No, I think he can lose the belt easily, and then I
want him to lose the belt because he's defended the title once on television, and we've seen him. We never see. I go back. We've already done this song and dance with him as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion a couple years ago. When I'm retreading this whole Brock is an attraction. No, just if we have this shiny new belt on a show that's kind of getting better, and the Raw shows have been pretty damn good.
By the way, how right was that they moved the Intercontinental title to Raw because that was going to be the main belt?
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I mean, now Jason Jordan's going with it, but yeah. Well,
all right. So
I saw that coming from a mile away.
They're going to take the belt off Brock.
I mean,
I think Brock will fight John Jones because it's a money fight, and that's all people care about.
I really would love to see in my fantasy head booking. I'm imagining Joe winning, and
I don't see that happening specifically like that because you need Brock to just go away, but he has to go away strong, and I don't see Paul Heyman screwing Brock Lesnar as keeping him strong.
Well, yeah, or I mean, because then eventually when he would come back, that would be the big, like you have that Paul Heyman Prairie Dog moment where
great, we haven't seen that 3 times with let's see, there was CM Punk.
Yeah.
And then before CM Punk, there was all of ECW.
Yeah.
And then before all of ECW,
and then when Brock won, broke the streak. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for. I'm sure it's going to be a great match. I mean, honestly, the 4 guys in the match can put on a great match.
Yes.
I like I said, I know you don't
begrudgingly. Yes.
Yeah. You're not so high on Braun right now, but I'm loving.
No, I'm high on Braun. I just don't think he's.
You don't think he's world title caliber?
No, I think he is all sizzle.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean he is all sizzle, but it's working right now.
Fine, but I still think he's all sizzle.
Yeah, I mean if they stuck him in a 30-minute Iron Man match, I don't know. I think the sizzle with Braun is that we're all just surprised that he is that good because
it's good.
He was just, and then when he was separated from the Wyatt family and thrown in the deep end. I mean, aside from the fact that he's tall enough, he can just stand out of the deep end. That is a pastime of mine.
Gee, I wonder why you love him so. Anyway, let's move on to some very bizarre happenings. Contender to Jinder Mahal. Yes, I said still Jinder Mahal's WWE title.
Jinder Watch 2017.
Your great grandfather and mine, Jonathan Escobar Cena, fought. Your great, very serviceable match.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, yeah, they marketed it as a dream match on free TV.
It was a dream match.
I mean, it's a dream match. John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, that's a heck of a dream match. Also, you're dreaming if you think that it mattered.
Well, yeah.
But I will say I was pleasantly surprised by the outcome.
Yeah, when I didn't get a chance to finish the match, but I saw like the beginning little bit of it, and it had like that sort of big fight feel, and it was it just felt huge, and then I was like, all right, cool, I'll catch it later, and then social media spoils it, and I was just shocked. It was like Shinsuke won.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that. For one, John had made a habit out of killing all of the NXT horsemen.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to like squash Nakamura. I didn't expect it to
for it
to be like one of those I didn't expect John to just like mow through him and not sell and
Yeah, you just expected it to be a typical John Cena match that is very good and serviceable, but ultimately
the typical John Cena match from like a year ago where he was doing the US Open Challenge where he was having these amazing matches and with like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and all and people and like Neville and where they made it believable that this person could beat John Cena, but obviously John wins in the end.
Yeah.
They made it believable that Shinsuke Nakamura could win, and oh my god, he won. And then he dropped John Cena on his head.
See, now there is some controversy about that that backdrop driver. Everyone's saying that it was a botch or that it didn't look right or whatever and all this other stuff.
It looked fine to me.
Looked like a backdrop driver.
Yeah.
Backdrop drivers are not safe.
No.
Most strong style New Japan moves are not safe.
No, they aren't.
The backdrop driver was made famous, believe it or not, by Steve Williams, as you may be aware. And it is a move on the head and neck, not on the shoulders or anything of that nature.
I mean, he got him on the back of the neck and the shoulders, but and he popped through it.
John did what he was supposed to do. He tucked and rolled all the way through.
Exactly. And John's no slouch. He
knows how to take
and that thick ass neck of his. I mean, you drop me. Well, I can. But you drop like James Ellsworth in the exact same position, he might get hurt too. But
who knows? But we've also seen
it looked gruesome, but
we also saw what's his face, the shining star of the East, the Golden Star. Yeah, pardon me. Kota Ibushi took a face first Death Valley.
Oh, driver. He was the one that took the burning hammer.
Right.
I thought it was he gave it to Brian.
No, Brian gave it to him.
Okay, I would have just went.
Yeah, Brian would have exploded into a million pieces of stardust and returned to the heavens, just like all of us at the end of Doctor Who. And the singer, what's her face, the pop star?
Oh, Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue eventually comes back and becomes Stardust.
I just watched the first episode of Arrow with Cody in it, and I was just like, and like the drug that's being passed around is Stardust, and I was like, Aww.
Anyway, so I saw John take what looked like a backdrop driver. I didn't see an issue with it. He rolled through like knows nothing. He took a very shitty.
I mean, let's be real.
Shitty knee to the face. That was one of the worst.
Was it? I didn't see it.
It was basically like John was a little out of place, and Shin didn't really nail it, so it looked more like a Shin Sasha, or maybe even just maybe like a running
Sasha. That's great.
A running boot to the face.
To the face. Yeah.
Yeah. This looked more like a running shin to the face, but it was fine. It was fine.
It is what it is.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Middle of the ring.
Yeah. I think what happened, knowing John is the way we do, I think what happened is he did get hurt, and he actually broke his neck, but he just re-heals so fast. Like, he's come back from, like his arm is literally broken off like an action figure, and they just popped it right back in, and he was back in 2 months. So he did break his neck, but in the time that it took Shinsuke to pin him, get up, Shinsuke to say, "I'm sorry," John's like, and he said, "Don't be sorry." What he really meant was, "Don't be sorry. My neck is already healed."
Yeah, I am a superhuman.
Yes,
don't worry about it.
Because he is in fact Wolverine.
I think, and a lot of people made a big
snicked, and then do the "you can't see me."
You can't snick me.
You can't snick me. He's a respect. Like he's all about honor and respect.
No. Storyline.
Yeah.
Shin, the character, felt bad for taking
They're
the
both
title.
It's not like
what are the up?
I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah, I did too. And for people to try and pretend that it was something other than it was a storyline, guys. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. This leads us though to what has to be another Flashpoint paradox. Shinsuke Nakamura, what's going on?
I saw you doing the Shinsuke. And then we're all doing this one.
Nah, for me it's more of a
yeah. I'm really looking forward to Baron Corbin being the WWE champion. That is exactly what's going to happen.
That's pointless though, because Baron Corbin can cash in whenever he wants, and it's not like they need to protect Jinder. Oh, but I guess they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
By the way, Punjabi prison match.
Apparently Battleground wasn't so great.
Oh
boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm back. It's me, the great Khali Harrison. I'm here to protect my title. It's my title. Hello? I did? 34 pounds of pork.
What was your in-flight movie?
Ironically, the in-flight movie that we got was The Maharaja.
You could have gone Slumdog Millionaire.
That's racist.
Ah!
Great Khali's back.
Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't seen him since.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't see him again.
No, we shouldn't.
Can we just get the WWE in India? Can we just establish that?
Yeah.
Like the WWE India subcontinent title?
Yeah.
And just be done with this shit already?
Yeah.
Because, like, bringing Khali back... My Great Khali elocution tapes joke from literally 9 years ago that none of you remember, that you just witnessed.
Yeah. All the people who are going to watch this on YouTube later, they got the behind the scenes. Spoilers! It was never the Great Khali. It was always the Rick the Sussman Sussman. Before he got elected.
10 years ago. So, that could be considered mildly racist. I would say it's not racist. I'm simply making fun of his deformity, which is also
that makes it so much better.
It's not. But at this point in the storyline, we're starting to cross the line into every Indian in the world is just behind Jinder Mahal.
I think the line is going to be they bring in the Iron Sheik.
So at Battleground, they splice a whole bunch of entrances together, and they did the Futurama episode where Bender was a wrestler, and one of the villains in the pro wrestling scene of Futurama is the Foreigner.
The Foreigner, yeah.
Look at my crazy passport! I have my own customs! I'm not from around here!
And then you see the sign, the pro Rusev sign that said "Go ethnic bad guy."
Why couldn't they add generic?
I don't know.
Go generic ethnic bad guy?
Because Rusev is anything but generic. He's handsome Rusev. He's
still
Rusev. If I'm hoping and praying.
That's not the reason. It may be close because we've confirmed now the worst idea ever is going to be a reality. They're filming more Southpaw of Southpaw.
I love the idea of Southpaw.
You saw 8 minutes.
My consumption of Georgia Gold KFC is gonna go back through the roof.
What are they gonna... That's fine.
Yeah. That Ric Flair impersonator was great.
That guy was spot on. Yeah. This is not Ric Flair. Woo!
We
want to case you that my voice and my persona and my general attitude with what Rick took and created the Nature Boy with.
I do love the bigger house.
Yeah, bigger house.
One has one wife, one has two wives.
It's like 3 now, but whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's a good 30 minutes of it's a fun 30 minutes of your life to, and I always enjoy WWE allowing their talent to go and just sort of do funny shit and just yeah. And why isn't he in the Trump administration?
Yeah, well, give him time. He'll be the guy in charge of creating the AIDS vaccine. Because he has AIDS.
Yeah.
Super AIDS.
Super. Tiger blood AIDS.
Tiger AIDS. Produced it himself, similar to what we're doing right now.
Okay.
And
equally as asinine?
Worse, because it was just him going, winning, tiger blood, cocaine. And it was
just like Alex Jones, but without like the alt-right part of it.
It was Alex Jones without the hindrance of reality.
Alex Jones, but he's not trying to sell you shit. Sorta.
At any rate, people hearken that YouTube video, so to speak, as the exact moment that the Tiger Blood winning thing came to a screeching, crashing halt.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, they loved the memes, and they loved the one-liners and the jokes, and it was like, oh, this guy's so ridiculous, it's crazy. He would never be elected president. So they loved all of these things. Yeah. And then he did a show for like an hour, and everyone was like, this isn't interesting, this isn't funny.
I think after, season 2 of Southpaw, we were super excited for what it might be, and what we wanted in our heart of hearts was nowhere near what we actually got. We thought, some people thought it was going to be like this great type shit, but then it was just clip show. It was just like a clip. I mean, they played it off in the sense they only had so much usable.
That's how I felt when I watched it. I was like, this was fun. I never want to see this again.
Yeah, they're gonna need to really. They're gonna need to
as we wrap the title around.
Yeah, as we have the Southpaw. Karen, come back. Karen, come back.
Well, and that's sort of the thing. Is like, do you guys have anything more in the tank? Because like fighting a sea monster. Oh no!
Point. I'm gonna need a match or something. I'm gonna need a little bit more at this point. I got the appetizer. I'm not gonna go I'm not gonna go to
being at TGI Fridays. After you finish the appetizer the entree, you realize you never should have been there in the first place.
That's true.
So, speaking of never should have been there in the first place,
we already talked about it.
There's an ROH stable in NXT now.
No, that is the prevailing rumor that like a Meltzer rumor. Like, so it's not just like some dude on Nathan's.
It's
wrestling.
Not me.
Yeah,
it's
not some dude on Nathan's wrestling review saying there's gonna be they might do some sort of like.
Since we're speaking of NXT, I need to put on my NXT sash, but I'm gonna wear it like Samoa Joe.
Okay. The rumor is that they might create some sort of like heel super faction in NXT that's based around like ROH alumni.
A heel stable in NXT. Yeah. And it already doesn't work because Sanity has been left to hang.
Are they faces now, though?
I don't care.
They might be faces now.
That's the name of my band, by the way.
They might be
faces. You got to give them like tour dates. And it's all just Orlando.
Will's Pub. No.
full
Rocky's
sale.
Replay.
Full sale. So
Coconut Creek.
So
Ebor.
We have seen lots of our
match, and I think you did. I think you did too.
Were you there? Did you hear me? Are you able to hear any of the crowd? I know they pipe in noise to shut me up.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I was like,
at one point in the match,
my sleep aid at this point when Nikki puts the kids, the 2 older kids to bed, 24 NXT or 205, or the Mae Young Classic when it comes on. And I get maybe like 10 minutes in, and I just go.
he took...
Yeah. When I saw that was the match that came on, like when I was skimming through the results, because I'll skim through the results on Twitter, because if you're there, at the very least, I don't know, I feel like if you're there, it was new kicking ROH guy versus Aleister Black, and I'm just like, oh my god, Rick is gonna kill himself, literally.
Black in a very...
Oh, was it Bobby Fish and Aleister Black last time?
Yeah,
okay.
In a very good match.
Yeah.
It wasn't really anything I wrote home to Mom about. I didn't know who Bobby Fish was, and I didn't understand who might be 175 pounds. Come out and give me...
and his expressions were like fucking Marcus Louis, like...
Yeah, look how angry I'm so mad. What?
Because that's what MMA guys do. That's all. When you guys go to the jungle, you're just
quite the opposite. It's a lot of smiling and a lot of hilarity. Or my most recent, I'm working with a blue belt. She is...
Oh, you mean you aren't just like literally suckling from the teat of Seth Petrozelli at this point?
You know,
because you work your way up of everything.
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm working right now. I think she has a fight coming up. So to work on her ground game, they're just letting her use the essential. I don't know her name, and I don't want to say it on. Oh, okay, whatever. At any rate, so every week now,
the only woman I remember was Felicia.
Yeah. It's not Felicia.
Yeah, it's not Felicia.
But she's had many fights.
Yeah,
she's still undefeated, by the way. Coach, good work, Coach.
And then there was the little redheaded one too. Who could have literally like broken us in the days.
I think she went on to a different gym.
Oh.
At any rate, I'm just working with this young woman who I think has a fight coming up, but she had a baby recently within the last like 8 months.
Okay.
And she's a tall, lanky. She's clearly a kickboxer. She's built like a kickboxer. And they're like, "Hey, Rick, we need where your pretty little head.
Don't you worry about it punching back.
Don't you worry about it. Throw around." Okay. And then
did they just call you the real doll Rick Sussman?
They might as well. Like, Coach, I'll pull guard regardless.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else to do anything else. So I'm just going to pull guard anyway.
Yeah.
But Coach was like, no, start on your back. Back, Coach? I start on my back.
Or like Coach is giving Dobby a execution notice.
Death sentence.
Yeah.
At one point...
Wrote your name in the death notebook.
So she couldn't tap me out. Curl her, essentially. Yeah. What was funny, though, is at one point, I'm trying to figure out how to get out of her guard, and I feel her foot touch the back of my head, and then I see her get out of her, and she was laughing. Like, so that's the kind of hilarity. What didn't happen is we didn't have a staged choreographed jiu-jitsu. It wasn't even good jiu-jitsu. It was white belt jiu-jitsu. And maybe Kyle O'Reilly is a black belt, and if he is, God bless him.
I saw the segment beforehand where he kicks the shit out of Hideo Itami. The reaction was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
When he just, just right in the face, and
then he goes straight into the sit.
And everyone does the, as the world's coming through my phone.
I was actually coaching at one point. I'm like, Alistair, go for... Okay, he's got the side control. You're going to need to get your knees up. All right, now try and... I'm not there to watch jiu-jitsu.
Now, one guy is sort of like jiu-jitsu style or whatever against someone who isn't. Then, I mean, at least it's not...
I like when The Undertaker busts. A little bit of it is fine.
Yeah.
Because it shows that you have a mixed style, and that's fine. And you can go with anybody, and that's fine.
And that was the closest we got to while everybody was Shawn Michaels. Now everybody is CM Punk.
Right.
And it's just... I don't... You've hit the nail on the head with like Alice. Got a great entrance,
right?
And,
it's
I'm
hard.
sure like your spot, staring down that entrance, just watching that. I'm sure that was pretty
I'm not
cool.
able to see it because Michaela starts losing her mind and starts seeing the entrance. But he's growing on me in so much as the Shinsuke Nakamura grew on me too.
Yeah.
No one to this day has debuted.
Yeah.
I was there for that.
I think who other huge ones? I mean, you were there for Hideo Itami's debut,
for Kenta,
and everybody wanted him, and it was just like, oh, this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I was there for Asuka.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
We got a lightning round some of this shit. I know that's those two jerks, but
it's all the same thing. I don't care about Bo Dallas.
Fantastic.
I don't care. I want to talk about one thing, and we'll make it quick. I was right. You were right.
We were right.
You were right.
Yeah.
You know what? You were right. I'm going to let you have all this one.
I get it. They're finally,
they're doing the...
That's what I do every time on Twitter. Matt does a little bit of a... And, I'll tweet, like, the clip from... And they're just doing it. They don't give a shit anymore. They're just saying, fuck you, Ed Nordholm. We're doing it. Well, and then we're not going to call it the thing that you're trying to hang on to.
So, Woken Universe.
Woken, yeah. Woke Matt Hardy.
Woke Matt Hardy, as opposed to...
What rolls up, awoken Matt Hardy, or
I think just woke Matt Hardy.
Woke Matt.
And
just a sort
letters.
Yeah,
you remove the B and the R, and you add a W, and that's it.
Yeah, and then Leon Scott cries.
Well, Leon can rest assured knowing that he was at I believe it was Fest. And
that's one of those places I would love to go see. Fest.
Yeah,
I don't.
He got flipped off by Michaela, so obviously it's a big thing.
That was epic.
That was a big thing.
I might.
Would you like to?
No, I'm really.
For your wokeness.
I'm excited for it. And like we said about 3 episodes ago around WrestleMania time, they made it to about SummerSlam, and they're really breaking at this point. For all intents, what I see happening is, you know, they're gonna keep on like throwing little bits and bobs, and Matt's gonna go. Because even in the most recent one where he ends it with the forever, you know, he still is kind of talking like Matt. In the beginning of it, he's, you know, just talking, my brother, blah blah blah. He's talking more normal. They're gonna slowly pepper it in, and then probably I'm hopeful that at SummerSlam when they have their entrance, it's not just, you know, and they're just doing. I think that might be like their coming out party, is like the woke Hardys or whatever. Like we saw it coming from a mile away. It's been Broke Watch, you know, 2017, and it's fine. You know, it's happening. I'm excited for it. I'm happy. I'm happy.
And because of that, I'm gonna let you do this week.
Oh,
Jesse.
Boy,
you. I don't know. Why don't you talk about what you're happy about with fandom right now?
When fandom happens, it works. There's a reason why you're the one that does that. No, I don't. There is no overarching lesson to it. It's just, yay, the Hardys. You can show me how it's done.
Sometimes, when you're a professional wrestling nerd, and you speak loud enough, and you scream high enough, you show the people what you have. The sun and the moon and the stars and all the planets get together. You find that every once in a great while, it was worth it. You make them hear you. If you scream loud enough at the right time when you feel it justified, by God, someone will listen.
Yeah, that's basically what I said.
It is basically dirt.
It looks absolutely nothing like a popular Japanese gaijin heel group.
How can people get some of your awesome?
I work at a t-shirt shop. Maybe I'll do something that doesn't involve shipping and handling. God damn it! It shrunk a little bit.
It did it. Did it shrink?
Yes, it did.
Or did you not?
Opposite. To some of our new social media buddies, Kevin Lacerda from It Lives, It Breathes, that wonderful band that's been doing wrestling covers, and they do other covers around for about a year, but they're in Orlando. Yeah, it's a wrestling crate company out of Orlando.
Awesome.
Trying to make some synergy happening with, you know, well, not all 3 of those together, but, you know, tag. I'm gonna tag Marty and Sarah. I'm gonna tag Kevin. I'm gonna tag that wrestling crate. I'm gonna tag Wrestling Compadres.
Jesse, you're not supposed to say these things.
Okay. No one's listening at this point. I'm gonna tag Michaela and Zach.
And Leon?
Maybe I'll tag Leon.
Fest.
You only get 10.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Why would you tag Leva? You tag Graham. Why would you tag Graham?
Well, it's not. You don't tag people you talk about.
You don't. That's not.
Has Fox? Not Fox, but they're not on Fox anymore. Has Wrestling Compadres?
For the, did we come up with a nickname? I feel like we came up with a nickname for you.
I don't even think you introduced us this week.
I didn't need to.
No introduction. Terrible. Yeah.
I am the Sussman.
So is he.
The Sussman, Rick Sussman, reminding you that if you're going to be a wrestling nerd, you should be a professional wrestling nerd. And you can find us on Twitter. And
I think it's Blogger now. I think it just became Blogger.
Oh, I need to sign up for that new thing. Have you heard of it?
Is it Sarah?
No, it's called Fighter.
Fighter
instead of Grinder. It's basically just
Flash Mob Wrestling.
It's basically Bum Fights 2K17.
Is this a real thing, or are you joking?
Who knows? That after so many of these episodes, he just faded into obscura.
faded into a haze of various different things in Washington.
I damn feel like it. Ethan?
Roman.
That
into obscura. That'll be his podcast.
Into obscura.
Faded into obscura.
I'm faded.